Hello, everyone. Welcome to Star Wars Episode 10, Light Side Campaign. And as the story actually progressed, the heroes actually brought the injured Jedi Master, which was originally under the tutelage with Tudo, as was under tutelage of Jedi Master Tol Taiku. But also, during his recuperation time, Tudo met another person that was actually taking care of Tol Taiku, a Selkaf known as Hualu. And Hualu actually took his time to make sure that Tol Taiku is fully restored, fully healed by using the many advanced technology that the NGR could provide. But also during this time, Azlin, Jajo, and even Bazin was actually brought towards the audience of Supreme Chancellor Amidala. And it was here that Azlin requesting the Senator Binks, of course, to actually have his own troops or even his own ship. Senator Binks told Azlin that for Azlin to get the recognition that he needed and also to get the other senators to actually approve of this, even with the power of Senator Amidala, Supreme Chancellor Amidala, she couldn't do much because she still have to listen to the other senators' agreement. But it was here that Azlin knew to prove himself that the one Sith is truly a threat within the galaxy. Even though Azlin managed to capture one of the one Sith, which is a Sith warrior, the senators, again, they actually look to Azlin and also asking Yoda about Azlin's behavior. Cutting off the arms and legs of the Jedi warrior is not the Jedi way. So, due to this brutality that Azlin actually shown, the senators still disagree with Azlin's action and refuse to give Azlin what he wants. And now, Azlin, together with Bazin and Jajo, would need to travel to Alderaan and then seek the permission and also the approval of Senator Bail Organa. Okay. But Azlin Rel, even though you cut the hands, you did tell Yoda, even then, it was still not wise for a Jedi like yourself to do that. But even then, you were asked to head towards the council itself to seek the audience of Yoda. Yoda looks to you, Azlin, as you stood there together with Bazin, and then he said, your actions must not seem to be seen irremediable in the eyes of the senators. Be wise in your actions, Azlin. Do not be swayed by the temptation of the dark side. Capture them, yes, but dismember them, you shall not. Yoda's eyes, even though he's old, he's slightly squint. He looks to you, Azlin. You hear his wise words. Because the senators, until this now, they refuse to actually acknowledge that the Jedi's should be given again an army to be controlled by Jedi. Because after aftermath of the Clone Wars, the senators see that during the Clone Wars event, after Order 66, it is quite dangerous for Jedi's like yourself to actually control a troop unless they can see that Jedi's can actually lead an army proper this time. Azlin, to you,
I just
a report.
simply tell Master Yoda, Master, they have a mysterious Sith power that can somehow, on a mere touch, drain the life of anybody, no matter how strong they are, no matter what they. As soon as they get a touch, that's it.
Then Yoda then looks to you and he said, is that fear I sense in you, young Aslin. You are a Jedi.
Uh,
You use the Force to fight the dark powers itself. Those powers itself, even though they are dangerous and with a mere touch could set your life force away, Yoda looks to you. But even then, you must look into yourself and how to prevent such a disaster from happening. Your fear have clouded your vision, young Aslin, and that fear have made you to rack and cut off the bodies and arms of your assailants and your enemies. That is not the Jedi way.
True, it is not the Jedi
Okay.
way.
Role play properly, Aslin. Otherwise, I'm gonna tell you maybe Jedi is not cut out for you. Maybe you need to create another character
True,
or
it's
learn your way.
true. It's not the Jedi way, but in the heat of the moment, I just simply gave in to the primal rage in order to prevent the death of another friend. If I was just fast enough in terms of running, I would have been able to rescue Master Maul as well. Sadly, I was just too slow. I couldn't run fast enough. If only they stood their ground and fought me fairly like that Sith did.
Master Chencho interrupted you after that. Even though blindfolded, she looked there. She looked at you directly. You can feel her eyes actually piercing yours. Judging by the report, she said, as a Jedi, you've been using a number of blasters. Judging by the report given to me by Turdo and Jajo, you hardly ever use your lightsaber for the defense that you actually train in, Azlin. Jedis do not dismember. We fight to put down our enemies, but not to kill. We try our very best to capture, but never to kill. Your actions for the past few days, and even when you bring it up towards the council and also the other senators, they read my report and they do not agree with your actions. And I have even asked Bazine of how you actually fare on the field. And it seems that you tend to actually use your blaster more often than your lightsaber. This was not the way of how we trained you within the Jedi Order, Aslin.
True.
And Yoda then looks to you, Aslin, and said, trained in the Force you have been, Aslin. But you do not trust them. And now, Bazine, you hear all this conversation between Master Chencho Opame and Jedi Master Yoda. You look at Aslin. Aslin is getting hit in both sides by two Jedi Masters. Now, Bazine, it's your turn to roleplay.
Masters, I believe you may be too hard on my brother.
Master Chencho turns to look at you, Bazine. Indeed, we are. But these are hard times, Bazine. Chencho looks at you. Her eyes would look at you, but her scarf is just covering her eyes. But you can sense her concern. You can sense her demeanor and everything as she actually looks to both of you. Then Chencho then said, if we are not hard, more and more students eventually will fall to the dark side. And if other Padawans were to hear of Aslin actions, they would follow. And this is not the way that we want our order to actually go to. Then Yoda then said, truly unwise actions have been. But Tudo have also told me about your actions, Aslin. But at this very moment, Tol Taiku have requested his aid in investigating what seems to be an ancient starship that lay beneath the waste of ice itself. But Turo, you are now at the archive together with Tol Taiku. You know that Azlin and Bazin are there, talking to Master Chencho and also Master Yoda. You can sense the uneasiness coming out from the room just a few blocks away. As Do Taiku looks to you, Tudo, he actually asks, "Is there something wrong, my young Padawan?" He speaks to you. "Is there something wrong? It's like you feel uneasy." He said,
Yes, there is, Master. My brother in arms, Azlin, is being. If I feel like he's. I cannot know for certain, but but from what I can gather, it seems his psyche is being pulled apart. I am nervous that he is being judged unfairly, as not fit to be a Jedi.
Tall Taiku walks over to you. He looks at you. He's holding his cane. He's injured. But as he walks slowly, he touches you on your shoulder and said, "If it concerns you, my young Padawan, then perhaps you should head towards the council and speak your mind to Master Chencho and Master Yoda." He pauses and looks at you.
Very well, Master. As you say, perhaps I can be of some assistance.
You head over. You left the archive and let Toltaiku investigate on the many artifacts within the galaxy. As you head down, in the distance, you can see Jajo and also Hualu talking and discussing among themselves. But as you enter the chamber, heading straight towards the council chamber, Tudo, you can see Bazin and Aslin was standing there looking at Master Yoda and Master Chencho. The moment you entered, Master Yoda then looks at you and said, "Ah, Padawan Tudo, enter, you must. Speak your mind, you will." Yoda then tells you.
I will enter the chamber. Master Yoda, Master Chinchu, I do believe that my dear friend Azlin is more in the right than any of us are willing to truly admit. Can I ask, what is the main gripe you have against him at this moment?
Master Chencho putting both her hands and then resting her chin on it. Then she said, "Aslin has gone beyond what seems to be matters that does not actually precede the words of and the studies of the Jedi Order. We have seen the reports, Dudo. You know what it did. Cutting off the arms of the Sith that he caught. That, in the eyes of the other senators, was uncalled for. That's it. And then Aslin seeking the help of Senator Binks and also the Supreme Chancellor Amidala. The other senators did not agree with him, of course. But the only thing we can think of right now is for Aslin and Bazin to head towards Alderaan and to actually seek the senator, one of the senators, Bail Organa, he was called, for his approval. But at this very moment, Bail Organa is actually busy tending to a pirate attack or a rebel attack being led by a person calling himself, what was it, Master Yoda? Zol Guerrero, his name is. A dangerous adversary. A separatist, I heard. Maybe, maybe not. And I'm sure of. But Master Anakin is busy elsewhere on Martha Obex. And I believe that Master Anakin is also heading towards Camino on an incident that destroyed part of the facilities beneath. Then Master Yoda then looks at you, Aslin. Aslin, you and Bazin is to head towards Alderaan and to seek out Bail Organa. you will be given a ship, of course, with a small troop to command. But if you were to fail in this task, if the people in your command perish within your actions and your orders, seeking help from the council, impossible it will be. No pressure, Azlin. Okay, Bazin, you heard what Yoda said. Azlin is going to be given the ship, given a number of troops, and if they die, then say goodbye to any help from the future in the future. Okay,
Yeah,
Bazin, to
yeah,
you.
yeah. No pressure.
Poor is going to say, Master Yoda, do I have permission to speak?
Speak, you will.
Thank you. I do believe that. I do believe that as important as it is that we stick to the light, I feel like some of the greatest Jedi we have this order has ever known, Revan, and even Anakin himself. These are the Jedi who have seen the darkness and chosen to refuse it. Those who have plunged wholeheartedly into darkness and come back out again brighter than before. Surely, no matter how dark any can go, surely we must treat them all the same, with respect and the duty, so that we do not reject our own for perceived slights. And besides, if you're concerned of Azlin's usage of a blaster, we have increasingly accepted more modernization of our own order. I have lived through quite a lot of our order's change, and I know of this. Surely it is not too much of too controversial a change to allow for such things as blasters, when we have also now allowed for such things as connections.
On that
Master
one,
Chief.
I agree. What does it matter if we fix something with a wrench or a screwdriver, so long as it be fixed?
All right, okay. Tudo and Bazin roll for persuasion.
Uh, should I assist you guys? Actually, let me assist. Whichever you guys want. So I'll
How you
roll.
assist this question?
Persuasion. I'll just say this
What can you
to.
Who do
persuade?
you assist?
Hmm.
No, how you assist the question is how?
Yeah, how? How do you
How
role
they are aiming
play?
at you.
Oh.
You must role play this
Oh.
also.
Okay. I'll just say this to the council. Agreed. And the more we modernized our ways, the more our opponent will have little chance to adapt to the changes. We can then apprehend them faster and more in an efficient way that doesn't cost lives at all, nor even requires physical harm to the opponent itself. And let me just roll. Uh,
Okay, all right.
never mind.
Okay, Bazin already rolled. Okay, Tudo roll
Okay,
persuasion.
good thing I have. Oh, this is me as Twiddle.
That is the wrong person.
Can I use Tuadraw's can I use Tuadraw's inspiration to counteract that?
Sure.
Okay. Now would this mean that
This
would this
mean that you
mean
got the 16 instead of the 9.
Yeah,
Okay, so so Bazin and Tudo, the DC is just 15. And then Chencho said, "Those are wise words, Tudo." She speaks to you. Then she turns to face you. You are indeed wise, and indeed the tutelage of Toltaiku have seeped into your very core itself. Perhaps one day you'll be taking over him, and maybe even become, perhaps in the future, the master of the archive. Then Yoda then turned to Chencho. Agree with you. I am Chencho. Tudo's and Bazin's words indeed have seeped into my core. I remembered the time when I have another apprentice. He was also adamant. He was also hard headed. Hard headed he is, just like Azlin. But I worry for you, Azlin. Your attitude, your very character, the same it is with him. He did not mention a name, Azlin.
Mm-hmm.
Yoda didn't say who, but Todo, Bazin, and Aslin roll for Insight DC 20.
Okay. Insight is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You say 20, I say 21.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bazin
Oh,
laugh at your 21. Okay.
yes, he has every right to laugh at my 21.
All right. Okay. Your Yoda mentioned a student, an apprentice, that was exactly the same as Aslin. Bazin, you know for a very fact, he's actually talking about Count Dooku. And Aslin, you also know this. He's referring to you just like Dooku. But that's what worries Yoda. Your actions, the way how you act, the way how you react to every action or repercussions is the
Mm.
same.
I
But
just say this to Master Yoda. Master Yoda, I think the Jedi Order should encourage, you know, a way to discuss politically our own personal feelings with respect, of course, and recognition. At least that way we can, in a safe, controlled environment that is both safe for everyone, we can voice our opinion and let go of the emotion itself, not keep it inside and bottled up. I'll never sink to Count Dooku's level and openly disagree without fear of repercussion. On the contrary, nor do I'll keep it inside of me until it one day explode in a fiery rage. Maybe we as an order need to evolve, be better than anything, so that the younger future generations can learn how to discuss their thoughts and their opinions without fear of repercussion, nor fear thinking to the dark side just because it may sound bad or it may offend someone.
all right, roll for persuasion.
Hopefully this one work. Please work.
You can use
Oh yes, 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 yes.
I was just
All
going to
right.
say you could use inspiration if you failed, but
Yes, exactly. No, thank you. I wasn't gonna use. I mean, true, I was gonna use it, but now I'm like, nope.
oh,
Okay.
thank goodness.
Master Chensho and Master Yoda heard what you said. And then Master Chensho replied to you. Our order have changed its structure ever since Anakin became Grandmaster. We have allowed every student or masters to have attachments, just like Grandmaster Anakin himself is allowed to have attachment or even have children. As you know, and everybody here knows that two of Anakin's children are the best Jedi's we have ever seen up until now. But what you say, we might need to rethink of how we actually do things. And then he turns to Master Yoda. Master Yoda said, "Hmm, indeed wise you are, Aslin. Same wisdom as it is with Tudo." Then, Bazin, you got a gnat. You know that Yoda was referring to Count Dooku. And also you heard what Aslin also said. You can also pitch in to our ideas regarding the Jedi Order or regarding the task at hand or anything you want to say.
Basin doesn't have anything to add at the moment.
All right. Okay.
Nor does to a draw.
All right. Okay. Master Yoda then turns to you, Aslin, and said,
Mm-hmm.
"We will reconsider what you said earlier, Aslin. Your words, as I recall, indeed it is wise and intelligence was put in. No doubt I will see that you shall not be just like Dooku, and neither will the others. Many students have fallen to the dark side. We worry that you would also be. But now we see that it will not. We do not have anything else to convey. But travel to Alderaan you must, to the homeworld of your people. Bail Organa waiting for you, he will,
I will not
on the
disappoint.
matters, on the matters that he need to discuss. Now, there is another that I want you to talk to. Hualu, his name. The medic that assisted Tol Taiku. He would be a great assistance in your journey.
Understood,
Go,
Master.
you. Then Chen Xiu then said, and turns to Todo and turns to Bazine and then to Yaslin. Then she said, and I hope your travels will be an uneventful one. And Todo, please do investigate on the matters in regards to this thing that the Sith told us about, a Death Star or something. Investigate this with Taiku if you must. Chencho told you to do.
That I will do.
And then after that, then Chencho turns to Bazine. Bazine, assist Azlin, you will, and do report of any anomalies that you discover on the planet of Alderaan. I sense that there is more to this than just a simple pirate attack.
Do not worry, Master Yoda. We will accomplish everything you require of us.
Then Chencho then looks to you, Azlin. Study and practice with the blade of Exarchun. You will, Azlin. Meditate on it. Seek out his knowledge. Seek out his guidance if you need to. There was a reason why Anduin was caught and why Master Oppress was captured. If you could find any clues in regard to this, please do report back to the council.
Indeed. I'll do my very best.
And then Yoda, then lastly, he said, others will follow. Recruit them if you must, but be careful of each individual.
As always.
Okay. All right. Boom. RPG style. You have now unlocked the chance to hire hireling and so on. But okay, now,
Mhm.
okay, Tudo, you can go back. You actually look at Bizine and then Aslin. Okay, Tudo, to you, you can role play and tell them that you're heading straight towards archive, or you can say goodbye to them. Then you bring in Hualu, but Hualu will be talking to Jajo, so you'll be going to that scene. What if you declare that you're going straight to the archive? Okay, Tudo, to you.
Okay, I will say, well, I'm going to continue assisting Master Tol Haiku in the archives as I was before. I leave Hualu with you on this mission to Alderaan. I've no doubt he will be a master of his craft.
Indeed. We'll see you, my friend.
It was a pleasure working. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, no.
Oh, this is
Go ahead.
this is hardly a goodbye. If you ever need my assistance again, all you have to do is call upon me.
It was a pleasure working with you, good sir.
As it was with you.
Yeah, this is where it's like you're like a video game character. Now choose your character. They have a roster of characters that you can bring on this adventure. Tudo, and then Hualu, Aslin, and then fight. Okay, anyways. All right. Meanwhile, Hualu and Jajo, the two of you are busy talking. You're thinking about the ship that's actually docked recently that you're gonna be in, and then you're gonna be thinking that you're gonna be heading to Alderaan. Not only to Alderaan, you're gonna be going to other planets within the galaxy. And Jajo, you're just worried about one thing at this very moment. You're worried that whatever Senator Binks is actually giving you, he's doing it with a sly smile. That every time he touches your shoulder, every time he looks at you deep in the eye, and then looking at you, Jajo, and telling you that, travel the galaxy you must, my young nephew. See the galaxy, see the world. And only then your true potential will be unfurled, as he smiled when you left the senator's chamber. But you've been talking to Hualu. Hualu is a battle medic, a field medic. He's not a typical medical officer. You can see it from up and down. This Selkaf really knows what he's actually doing. But as you were actually busy talking to one another, you noticed that Arushi then appeared within the chamber, and Arushi then head over to both of you and said, "Hey, Jajo, guess what? I'll be traveling with you."
Is that
Me's
so?
a surprise.
It's like, yeah. Then Hualu, you also when you and Jajo then said, "Wow, surprise!" And that's is that so? Arushi was really happy, and then she said, "Yes, um, I'm going to be Aslin's padawan." Wow, I'm
Then you see
happy.
Jajo duck face.
I am.
And
It is so joyous to me knowing that Azlin is growing in his power and in his duties. I have no doubt he's going to be an excellent master from what Turjo has told me.
Is it?
come, let's meet them. I heard they just came out from the council. I hope Master Yoda didn't give them a lecture. Come, let's go. Let's meet them in the halls, in the grand hall itself.
Okay.
And you see
I
Jajo,
Arushi heading
a
out.
token.
Jajo walks slowly. Say, I don't know what is going.
I don't have
How
access to
with that?
Walu's token.
What? Oh, okay, yeah. Hualu. Okay, now, luckily your name is the only name in my server, Hualu. All right, Hualu. Okay. As you followed Jajo and Arushi was there. She was waiting at the grand hall. As you actually going down together with Aslin, Bazin, and then Aslin, you saw Arushi, the Twilight girl, a nice crown on her head, and then like covering up overalls. You can see she's wearing Jedi robes and a simple lightsaber. And then she showed to you, it's like, look, Master, I created a lightsaber.
Oh, that is beautiful. Congratulations. Now remember, Padawan, this is your lightsaber. But it's not your only weapon. You have plenty
Yes,
with you.
yes. Must Hu Yang actually taught me how to do this. I'm really glad that Hu Yang actually told me everything that I need to know. And now Hu Yang told me to actually meet you, Aslin. I believe that Master Yoda told you about me.
Yes, he did tell me you have finally joined the order. And
No, no, no. I'm talking about, did Master Yoda told you that I'm going to be your Padawan?
player talk, he did not say that to me unless I did not pay attention. Because I'm like,
Nah, he did not.
oh, okay. He's like Pikachu shock faced. No, Master Yoda never mentioned that you are gonna be my Padawan. I assumed it's gonna be either Master Chencho or one of the others, but not me.
Would you
Okay.
prefer that I would you prefer um that I confirmed or deconfirmed this either way?
Um, yeah, I would actually prefer it if we can confirm it with Master Yoda, because I'm surprised.
Very well then. I'll I'll see if I am welcome in the Jedi Council chambers.
Yes.
I will be right back with news either
Mhm.
way. I'm
All
and
right.
I'm and I head off to the council chambers.
Well, you head off to the council chamber. Bazin, roll for insight on Arushi and
All
also
right.
on Aslin. The double A's, Arushi and Aslin. All right. Okay. 18 is a pass. Okay, Bazin. Not only did Master Yoda actually give Azlin a ship and soon a small troop to actually control, but now a Padawan. There's more pressure on Azlin now compared to anything. But you know that Arushi has been force sensitive ever since they found her on the planet where the pirates actually caught her and then used her abilities to actually seek out a Jedi holocron. But now she is actually a trained Padawan, a level 1, of course. So now, okay, Alslin, after the session, I want you to actually level this girl up,
Mm-hmm.
roll for her stats, and
Mm-hmm.
so on.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not an NPC per se, but an actual character sheet.
Ah,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got
So,
it.
yeah. So Bazine, you see the young Twilight Arushi. Arushi then walks over to you and said, "I heard a lot about you, Bazine. How you actually fought the Sith warrior and then survived. That was indeed the other Padawans are talking to me, talking about it right now, even as we speak.
It was an incredible battle. I was just glad that I was able to save our master.
Yes, it's thanks to your effort that Master Toltaiku was able to be saved. But I'm sad to hear about Anduin and Master Oppress. But that is our task right now, Bazin and Master Aslin. We will travel the galaxy in search of them, and this time we will bring them back. I remembered Anduin helping me. I will not forget what he have done.
Indeed. We'll bring everyone back, and we will make the Sith face the law and face justice. They can't be allowed to roam the galaxy kidnapping and hurting people. They're doing is wrong.
I just has small smile.
Yeah, she turns to you, Jajo, and then Arushi and said, Jajo, I can never forget you. You've been there, you were there, and you've been here ever since.
Why, thank you.
Then, while you're all having this conversation, Hualu, you entered the council chamber. When you entered the door slides open, and you see Master Chencho and Master Yoda. At first, they were talking among each other. Then they slowly turned to actually face you. Then Master Chencho and said, "Ah, Hualu, this is unexpected. Is there anything that concerns you?" She asked.
Well, at the moment there is actually. We've received news from player talk here, but what was the name of the young
Arushi.
Arushi?
Arushi.
Okay, so I have so according to Arushi, she has been chosen as Azlin's Padawan by you, Master Yoda, and yet Azlin has no recollection of being told this. I was wishing for this information to be confirmed or deconfirmed.
Master Yoda actually squint his eyes and turned, mention I. Mention this I not to Padawan Aslin. Did I not? Then Chencho then turns, I'm sorry, Master Yoda. I believe you forgot to mention this to them. Then Yoda said, old age I have. Hmm. Then Chencho then said, Master Yoda, I do not want you to retire to that planet that you mentioned. You should stay here. Until Master Anakin is back, you can rest. Then Master Chencho then got up from her chair and then she looks at you, Hualu, and said, we do apologize. The young Padawan, Arushi Anako, she will be the Padawan for Aslin. And as time goes by, once perhaps maybe Bazine would be ready, Bazine will also have his own Padawan. But Padawans are not given, they are found. And it seems that Arushi was founded by both Anduin and also Aslin. It's a sad reality that Anduin has now taken by the, taken by the Sith, and I hope that the Force protects him. I hope that they do not do anything to him and just leave him in his cell. But Hualu, that is your task. You are to travel together with Azlin, Bazine, and Jajo on the ship. The ship has been given to us by the Senate. It is still unregistered. The ship is currently being prepped. We have yet to actually register the ship under the name of the Jedi Order, but you, as one of the best medics we have currently in the NGR, you will assist them, Walu. Can I have your word they will protect them?
On my word, that you have my word as a citizen of the Republic and as a member of the Republic Armed Forces. You have my word that they will all be safe.
Then Yoda then looked to you, Walu, and he said, the force be with you, Walu. You make your family proud.
Thank you, Master Yoda. I shall take my leave. And
Then
thus I take my leave.
there you took your leave. As you head towards the halls itself, the grand hall, you were actually looking at Arushi, Bazine, and Aslin actually busy talking. And the moment you approach Bazine, you turn to Hualu, and he have that facial expression that everything's okay. And Bazine, now to you. You can roleplay.
No, I just haven't had anything to say. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Don't have anything to say. All right. Okay. Aslin, to you, roleplay.
I just look at Hualu as he approaches and say, "Well, what news?"
He was it is only Yoda neglected to mention, but yes, Arushi will be your Padawan.
Okay, no pressure.
No pressure. And remember this. Remember this. I walk up to him and put my hand on his shoulder. You're not going to go through this alone.
Well, I better hope so. I mean, with everybody's help here, I hope we can succeed in our task. Well, young Arushi, I'm gonna be your master from this day forward.
She crossed her arms. She looks at you. Master, you're a Padawan just like me. You're not even a knight yet. So I'll just call you Aslin.
Basically, like
That
try
seems
a.
quite disrespectful, young Padawan.
No. She
And
is.
Bazine want to slap her. Like, respectful.
No,
He sounds
no, she is correct, but also aren't all the masters were at some point Padawans and still Padawans themselves in the eyes of their masters. So yeah, pretty much that's how it is going to be. I just need to earn the right to be called a master and to one day find myself sitting in the council chambers. Oh,
Yeah, I put
oh,
an image of Arushi
Misa
next
no
time.
see that way.
Later,
Misa see
later
you as
years, Arushi in the later years. Don't simp on your own Padawan, yeah, Aslin.
oh God, man. I mean, I don't know how the Twi'lek, how old they need to reach before they reach adulthood, but yeah.
You guys have all seen the video
Judge,
where Obi-Wan talks to Luke about Ahsoka, right?
Oh fuck.
Yes, that video. I saw the meme. Yeah, the meme, but not the video. I saw the meme.
Yeah.
No
You
pressure.
know,
No pressure. I have as
not
much.
to show whether, not to show whether Viscount actually saw that meme. If you guys can find it, just put it into the chat, the South chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely
so
not
very
PG.
funny. Yes, not Fiji. Definitely not Fiji.
Uh,
Yes. Anyways, okay.
anyway, yeah.
Arushi looks at you.
Judge will come in and then he say, what the master say is you are the senior. That's all. Mostly Jedi Knight.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody, if we're done with our visit to the council chambers and the Grand Temple, we should head to the hangar and see the new ship and meet up the crew of the ship. We need to introduce ourselves.
Arushi like put her hands up into the air. Yahoo! Our own ship.
Indeed.
Then she quick then she quickly rushed towards the exit.
Oh boy,
To the
she's
landing pad.
it's gonna be a this one's gonna be a handful as he basically like kind of like a dad like speed walking and as he turns to the others and say She's gonna keep us in shape.
Okay, I thought you're gonna have like
Personally,
sort
I
of
agree.
nickname for a Rushi or something, like Anakin calling Ahsoka Snips. So what? You're gonna call her Snickers? Hey, Snickers, slow down.
uh,
She's gonna be Rushy.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Arushi and Rushi is her nickname. Because why? Because she likes to rush into
I,
things. That's why her name
Mhm.
is from this day forward would be Rushy.
Right.
just call her Rush. I think that would be.
Yeah, Rush. Just call Rush. I think Rush will be enough. All right,
It
now
might be
gonna bring you
prudent for
guys.
me to. Oh, it might be
Okay, go
prudent for
ahead.
me to stand upon your shoulders, and Basin is gonna jump onto Rush's shoulder.
Easily done. And she was like really happy in the moment you did that.
Oh God,
You and me, we're gonna be good. She looks at you. You and me, we're gonna be good friends.
I
Then she do a fist bump on your own, and she do a fist bump on your small fist.
I just hope she
Heck yeah.
doesn't mistake you for a stuffed animal while she's sleeping. 'Cause that would be problematic if she like hugs you while she sleeps and she refused to let go.
It would be. It would seem inappropriate for a master to sleep near a Padawan.
Yes.
And say, you just be bolster.
And then after that, when you meet Master Yoda in the future, let me sense you. Horny you are.
She's still underage. She's still underage, guys. I don't know the Twi'lek. How long do they need to age before they reach adulthood? But I'm pretty sure she's still underage.
Let's see how it goes in season 2. Okay. All right. Meanwhile, after you all head towards the landing pad, you all enter the ship, and the moment the ramp door opens, then you met the rest of the crew. Okay. Walu, you look at the ship. Okay. This one, you guys may need to zoom out slightly. Okay, you guys are now on the NGR consular ship. There is no name for this ship at this very moment because it is yet to be put into its data recorder and all other planets within the ship itself. The information will need to actually be put into this new NGR ship. This ship have a number of turrets. It have a rocket launcher. It have a frontal cannon. It have quad cannons beneath and two upper, left and right. And also, it is a huge ship. It is bigger than the one that you were on when Turdo was actually using his freighter. But as you say, as many people say, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So this ship is not fast, but it has strong shields, firepower, and hull. But it does not have a hangar bay for fighters, but you can actually attach one fighter underneath the hull itself during flight, which can actually dock with it, and then many more. So only one starfighter can actually dock with this. So the moment you actually enter the ship, Kualu heads straight towards the medical bay, and when you turn to, okay, wait, I think I need to remove the.
Leia Organa here, unless she's meant to be here.
Yep, she's meant to be there.
Oh, okay. If
All
she's
right.
meant to be here, then yeah.
Yep, she's meant to be there. Okay, now Kualu, you head straight towards the medical bay. You can see the medical droid was already there waiting, and immediately you enter the room, it says, "Ah, Medical Officer Hualu, my name is T16. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well, T16.
I will be here to assist you on any medical expertise that you would be administering. I will be here standing at your side whenever you need me."
I welcome the help. Thank you so much.
Right. And then Azlin, you head towards the main room of the ship. By the way, these are actually walls,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
doors, okay, and this is are actually chairs. This is chairs, and
Mm-hmm.
this is a holographic table for you to actually receive either galactic maps or holographic transmission
Hmm.
immediately. When you enter the room together with Bazine, you see Leia Skywalker was already there waiting for the rest of you. Then she said, "Ah, finally, Bazine and Azlin. I was actually waiting for your arrival, and I have actually further the check and further checking on the ship, and we have a number of personnel that you could actually walk around and then introduce yourself." Okay, treat this scenario and this moment like the first episode of Mass Effect, where you need to actually talk to the many crew and get to know their skills and abilities.
Mm-hmm.
But Leia Organa then said, "We'll be heading straight to Alderaan, unless, of course, the both of you have somewhere else to go."
For the moment,
Okay,
I
look at your notes. This is where you look at Leia. Wait, Leia, let me look at my notes to see the number of side quests that I have written down. Like,
actually let me go indeed and check on my bio. No, nothing is there. But we do need to go to the. If I remember correctly, there was a quest in the Outer Rim. I just the planet escapes my name, but it's about like something basically in the Outer Rim that we need to investigate. That was like one of them. Another one is in yeah. That's like the only one that I could remember. I don't know about you guys. If you can help
I
me.
don't know. If you don't write it down in your notes, to me, it's irrelevant already. So that's the thing. Okay, Bazine, you saw Leia Skywalker. You stood there, you landed, you jumped on the chair and then on the table. Then she looks at you. Then she said, "Ah, Bazine, I've always admired your work, but now I want to see how you fare against the many denizens of the dark side." That's what Leia said.
Do not. It shall be easy. The light side has the advantage.
The light side will always prevail, Bazine. Always have been. That's what Leia said. Okay. And then after that, Jajo, you're in the engineering room. The moment you enter, you hear R3 or radar actually looking at you and then putting out vulgarish words the moment you enter in binary. It says, "What are you doing here? This is my location. This is my quarters. You don't have the rights to be here." Do you have binary? Jajo, are you muted?
Ellen,
Yeah, I'm muted.
Right. Okay.
My
I
mic
know
is
you're.
mute.
I know. Because the moment your response time is slow by 2 seconds, I know you're muted.
Okay. Okay, then because for this special case, Jaju coming. Good to see you again, right? Sorry, R3. You then go hug
R3
him.
R3
Hug.
hits you. Tunk tunk hits you at the side.
Oh, playful as ever.
But do you have binary?
No.
Okay, only Vasil Cat. Okay, we have to wait for Vasil Cat to come in next time. Only she have binary. But it's like
and me, and me actually.
hitting you.
Yeah, I have a binary so I can translate for him.
Okay, Jajo, roll for insight. Because R3 is always reversing and hitting you at the side. Hitting you and hitting you. Toop, toop.
Just
And
right.
you're to you, R3 is just being friendly.
No, you just been playful.
Yeah, playful. Friendly and playful. And you actually hug the droid. And the droid and all the binary words coming out. But you're now here looking into the ship engine, and then you was actually very surprised. The technology here, this is the first time you're in a really big ship, Jajo. It seems that your uncle, Senator Binks, have really managed to pull some strings together with Supreme Chancellor Amidala. Now, if she and him can actually give a ship this big, you can't wait to actually have your own battleship in the future.
If.
Yes. But that's not up to you. That is actually up to the two Jedi says on this ship, which is Bazine and Azlin. That will be their task. Will they get demoted to a smaller ship? You do not know. Will you get promoted to a bigger ship? You hope so. But Now, I'm gonna go back to Hualu. Okay, Hualu, is there any action do you want to do?
Okay, I believe I'm going. I believe I will take my leave from the medical bay momentarily, and acquaint myself with the other crew members.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead.
Again, I don't have access to my own token.
Ah, no. All right, let me give it back to you again. It's like you're stuck there. The droid looks at you, Hualu, and said, it seems that you couldn't move, sir. Let me inject you with a proper medication and try moving yourself again, sir.
There
That's
we
what
are.
T16
I
said.
don't actually know what happened.
Lubricants room.
I'm going to acquaint myself with the rest of the crew. Will you be able to take care of the medical bay while I'm gone?
Yes, sir. Able to, sir.
It's good to hear. And in my head, I'm thinking, no, you won't.
All right.
Okay. So
Okay.
these
You
are
enter
doors.
the.
The double.
Yeah,
These are.
these are doors. These are doors. These are doors. This heads straight towards the cannon.
So I'm
So
going
this
to go.
actually stay inside the cannon section,
I'll
and
go.
this one is wonder engineering,
Okay.
a Qatar.
I'll be going into this room with the Cathar and say, hello. I apologize for disturbing, but I am acquainting myself with the rest of the ship. I am Hualu, the chief medical officer.
Ah, Walu. That is very interesting name. You see, the Qatar actually looks at you. My name is Rindo Kasha.
A pleasure to meet you, Rindo.
I am the engineer here looking into the weapons of the ship. If the weapons need to be well managed and also to be fired upon, I am the one to do so. I have another crew member at the other side, also managing the side cannons.
Very well then. May all of our battles be ended swiftly.
Yes, and we shall destroy this so-called one Sith and blow them sky high.
I nod affirmatively, and I will say, well, I must acquaint myself with the rest of the ship. Take care, and I will hopefully see you later.
And you too, he said.
Okay, exiting this room, going into this room.
Okay, the moment you enter this room, you see a species, not like Arushi though, but Arushi is completely different. Like Arushi is a Twi'lek, but you notice that this is different. But everybody knows about every other species in the world. You see a Togruta. She is beautiful. She's standing there looking at the terminal, and then after that she turns and said, "Ah, so you must be Hualu. Nice to meet you. My name's
Ah.
Sasha Ram.
Pleasure to meet you, Sasha.
To you too.
I am currently acquainting myself with the ship.
Ah, interesting. Well, do walk around, do enjoy the sights, and we are yet to actually leave to out from Coruscant. But once we do, then it is up to the commander to give us our proper destination. Hyperspace lane is served.
Very well then.
Straight over. Vaga Praksud.
When that time comes, I will be ready.
Premier.
Wait,
When the time comes. All right. Okay. Next.
Okay, the next room I'm going to go to. I'm going to go to the engine room. I don't believe I've met R3 before.
Nope, you never did. Okay. The moment you enter, you can see this droid hitting joh-ja at each side, toop, 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 and keep on screaming in binary.
I don't know binary. I know the. Hang on. Do I?
Anduin,
I'm just wanting to check
and
something
also
quickly
Nocta
because I
in
will
X-Wing
because I am planning to know binary if this is the
and
case.
Phase.
I've just forgotten whether my background gives me an extra language.
So because there's no pilot for
It
the
does
white
actually,
transport, so
and
you
I
have to
did
be
not know
using
that.
Azlin because Jajo is the engineer
Oops.
for the ship, so you have to use his
No,
engineering
Well,
skills for it.
as it turns out, I do happen to know binary. I'm sorry.
All right.
I thought I
The
knew binary.
droid The droid is hitting Jajo and then telling Jajo, "Get out from here. This is my place. This is my section. You are not supposed to be here. You're just stealing my thunder." That's what the droid is saying to Jajo.
Okay. In the Selkatha language, um, Hualu will say, "Of course, it's a clanker in this machine room.
But
It
anything good
had to
will
be."
be there if you ever space first.
And then
You all
he'll
will actually
and then
find
he'll
me
say,
by the
"Ah,
middle of Vaga Praksud.
Jaju,
And
I do
though
recommend
this
you
came from
cease
Jeddah,
the
ask
antagonism
the captain where you're from.
towards
The
this
captain already
droid."
told you, Costa, that we are from
Oh,
Jeddah.
what?
And thank
You
you for giving
meaning
us
you
ship
see this
on
droid is playful,
Coruscant.
and you know I'm a
So
mechanic. I
now
in the
we are
engine
from
room.
Jeddah. You actually
Well, I happen to speak binary, and it seems
ask
to
the
be saying
captain where
that
they're
you're not
from. The
welcome
captain
in
actually
its
told
own
you, Costa,
space.
that we are from Jeddah. And thank you for
What?
giving us
Let me intercom. Ship
from
command.
Coruscant. So now you are traveling from this section. You intercom ship command back to and you hear a voice, a female's voice. And then you see, okay, Aslin and Bazin, you hear Jajo's voice. Okay,
Mhm.
Jajo, what do you say?
Hello, may I know who is in command? Jajo here. I'm the engineer assigned by the what's the name again? Chancellor Bings. I know what's my position. As this droid here say I'm not supposed to be here.
That'll be me, Jojo. I'm in command of this ship, and I basically tell the
Excuse me, are
droids,
you in command?
yes, I am in command.
Fine. So, am I in the engineering room or which position I should be?
Okay. This is the part where Aslin either asks you which position do you want to be to, but this is where you actually look at your starship commands. Which position do you want to be in on the ship?
Hmm.
What are you good at? Engine, shields, or anything?
Yep, this is what basically he will ask you, so I will roleplay it. Jojo, what position do you want to be in? What are your strengths and weaknesses?
Jajo is shocked by you. First time you meet me?
I mean, I know you can basically good with the engines and shields, but where do you really want to be? Like you yourself, where do you want to be? Where do you think you'll be most useful? I'm asking your opinion.
And as then you see Jajo like very shocked of the word. Then you say, in that case, my advice I be in the engine room. I'm a mechanic.
Okay, in that case, you are now officially appointed to the engineering room where you are currently now.
Kindly inform to the whole crew as the droid R3 here rejects me.
R3, I just appointed Jajo as a fellow engineer so he can help you. Together, you and him, you will manage the engines and keep them up and running. I hope you can do your very best to get along with Jajo. I know, don't worry about it. He will not steal your thunder.
How you know?
Uh, the ship, the ship has surveillance.
No, no, no. You,
Oh,
only,
okay.
you only heard, you don't hear it until Janjo actually pressed the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
communicator.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So, having been to the engine room, I'm going to temporarily postpone my acquaintancing of the ship and return to Azlin to lodge a bit of a complaint.
Oh wow, first complaint ever, and you basically see like Aslan is with Bazine and Leia Organa, Leia Skywalker, just chit chatting and everything.
Okay. I'm okay.
Oh,
Aslan, Nadine, Leia, pleasure to meet you. Aslan, may I have a word with you?
okay. I'm here, so whatever you want to say, you can say it.
No problem. I have quite a what is this necessarily a personal grievance, but do you think it was a wise idea to put a clanker in the engine room?
You mean R3? I don't see why not. I mean, I've heard the stories of R2D2. He started off as an engineer and he can now practically perform miracles.
Yes, all well and good. It's just you can't trust a clanker. I know this because I served in the Clone Wars. Alive as any other, but they're more powerful. As eternal as their programming allows, passed from body to body. They're smart, Azlin. Dangerous. No matter what kind of restraining bolt you put on them, no mercy the way we have mercy. Cold. Killers to the last. Or at least the potential to be.
Well,
I feel like
this is why I appointed joh-ja into engineering, where he is good at engineering. After all, he is a mechanic, so I just put him there. That should, nullify any future problems if they do arise. That is.
he he looked okay. Hualu looks at Aslan in with a look of spite, not towards him or anyone here, but more towards R3, and says, "I most definitely hope you're right, Aslan. I am nervous, is all.
No, no,
Thank you
no,
for your time."
no. It's okay. It's practically normal to have worries and grievances. It's better to air them out now rather than keep them in and regret later on.
Well, I'm glad you think so. I will continue acquainting myself with the ship.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm going to leave. I'm going to. So, if you're wondering, yes, Hualu is a massive droid racist.
Yep.
Of course, he fought in a war where the opposing army was entirely droids, so
Uh, as you were asking if we need to stop anywhere. We need to stop at Mata Obex. Obex or Oblex? I just cannot pronounce it correctly.
Why you want to go to Malta or Bex?
Well, there could be an ancient ruin there that might house another holocron on that planet.
Yeah, I need to remind you that
This
you
is
already been to Malta or Bex.
really. I thought we went to Jeddah. We went
No,
to no,
you never been to Japan.
no. Wait, no. The last time we went to Vaga Praksut to then the whole debacle happened. But we never been to Malta or Bex.
You were not. Were you not keeping notes when you were role playing where you're supposed to be going?
No, I mean I forgot, but I
Not my
basically clear.
not my job
Yeah,
I
to tell
usually
you to go.
I usually do keep notes. I'm just
yeah, no, but this is basically because I have the video like for episode 7, and we went to Vaga
I
Praksut.
mean,
We went to
I don't
Vaga
mind you guys
Praksut,
go back
and
to. I
no,
don't mind that you guys can go to Malta or Bex and investigate the ruins again, if you want to. I mean, unless Bazine want to role play when you hear Malta or Bex. Okay, Bazine, do you have anything to role play, or are you waiting for combat?
I'm not just waiting for combat. I was going to go and check out some of the characters. I wanted to
Okay.
go into this room here,
I'll
but I was
actually
letting other people do stuff
mhm.
first. I didn't want to
I'll actually
just
do
like jump in.
I'll actually do the same thing because I remember we had a choice between Vaga Praksut and Malta or Bex, and we choose Vaga Praksut as Malta or Bex was a bit too far for our destination.
Okay.
We
So
going to
going back
save?
to Frankfurt again. Okay.
I mean, we could go
Aren't
to
we
Vaga
going?
Praksut. We could go to Vaga Praksut,
Aren't we
and
supposed to be saving Leia's adoptive dad that didn't get to adopt him?
Never got to
Adopt
adopt
her?
her. Never got to adopt her.
that's what
yeah,
if
true,
that's
true,
our
true.
mission. That's what we'll do.
hmm I'll go to
And
first.
isn't that one time sensitive?
Yeah, true, true, true. That one is indeed time sensitive, so we're gonna have to go to Alderaan and save up her unadoptive father.
Okay. I'm going to. I will be. I'm now. So I've now entered this room with the second gunner I've met.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna go. All right. Okay, after you, there's gonna be Azlin. Okay, Hualu, you head over to the next room, and then you see this beautiful woman actually looking at the controls. She was actually underneath the consoles, and then she's quickly got up, and then standing upright, and then readjusting her shirt. You can see that she have actually goggles on her head, putting up, and quite messy brunette hair. And then she said, "Ah, so you must be the medical officer, Hualu, that I heard so much about."
I am acquainting myself with the crew at this moment.
Interesting. Well, I'm here actually looking into the weapon system, making sure that everything is tip-top shape, and also on our concussion missiles and our photon torpedoes. You
I'm not. And Hualu says, I'm not going to force anything, but I do hope they're up to scratch. I want all our battles ended swiftly.
don't worry, Hualu. I believe that with the captain that we have on the ship, and provided on his commands, we could actually perhaps do it swiftly, but it's entirely up to him or her. I'm not too sure if Leia Skywalker will be taking command, but we are here to actually transport her to Alderaan.
I see. Well then, that is what we will do.
Yes. Although Leia do say that, well, if you want to head straight to Vaga Praksud or Malta Obex, I'm okay for the ride.
Well, the we do well. Time is not on our side in terms of Alderaan. I assume that's where we'll be going first.
All right. Okay, now to Azlin. Okay, Azlin, you head towards there's also the same weapons chamber. You can see the Qatar. His face is like his hair like nicely tied down like a ponytail, and he can see that his fur is like brownish in color, brownish and white. And he stares at you and then he salutes. Ah, so you must be the new captain of the ship they heard so much about, Aslin Rail.
Mm-hmm. Pleasure to meet you. And you are?
My name's Rindo, Rindo Kasha.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Kashar. I am indeed the new captain of this ship, and I'm just getting myself acquainted with the ship and the crew alike. So, what can you tell me about your expertise? This is me like choosing to ask about his past.
I see things. They come to my view screen. I press this trigger, and boom! That's my job. That's my expertise.
Have you served on board a military vessel before?
Ha! Before you came in, I was actually serving as well. Ah, but that is for another story. And then there's a text.
Mm-hmm.
You have yet to unlock this NPC's pass.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't want to keep you from your duties. Carry on. If you have any problems or suggestions, you're more than happy to approach me and or my second in command. And I just like
Who's the
look
second in command?
hmm. I just look at him and say, I have yet to choose my second in command, but when I do, there'll be a ship-wide announcement regarding it.
Better choose now and don't waste much time. I don't like waiting.
Indeed, indeed. I will make my
So you
decision.
better choose, Astin. Is it going to be Walu? Is it going to be Bazin? Is it going to be Jajo? But meanwhile, to go to it, Jajo. Jajo, you're still in the engineering room. And you see there are three does not seem to be disturbing you anymore after having that conversation with Hualu. So Jajo, what you want to do? Go
He
around talking to other NPCs or stay there?
no,
Frankly,
he take his time to study. So do I roll investigation or what's that technology?
What do you want to
Study how it
study?
works, how
Okay.
the whole thing work.
Uh, Technology. Simple technology check. DC5. Like any other ship. Jajo, all these terminals that you hear actually controls the ship engines, the shields, and then many more. You can turbo boost the ship to actually move faster, like you used like the other previous ship, or actually boost the shields to actually give it more defensive feedback. But other than that, R3 is also here to actually assist you. So you need another crew member, of course, here, but yet to recruit one.
That will be another time.
Yep, that will be in your quest as you move forward. The ship is bigger, but as the ship gets bigger, you need to hire more hirelings, the ones that want to follow you for your cause.
And who's paying them?
Nobody's paying them. This type of hirelings are there that they just want to follow you to get to actually help you in against the one Sith. That's all.
Yeah, we are all volunteer.
Okay. Yep. You are considered volunteers now. Bazine, you enter the room. The moment the door opens, you see this Toguta actually looking left and looking right. Who's there? Then she looks down and said, "Ah, so you must be the other Jedi that I heard so much about."
Yes,
You s-
greetings. I am Azlin.
And I am Sasha Ren. Nice to meet you.
It is a pleasure. What is it you do here on this ship?
I here to actually assist Rendo Kasha in terms of targeting. I'll be giving him the proper coordinates and the proper targeting system so that he will always have the opportunity to fire at any incoming starfighters that crosses his path. But at the very moment, we are short of people. Shasha Riggs, on the other hand, doesn't have any targeting expert at her path. But we do need somebody to actually look into that.
That
Okay,
is
Wazir?
wonderful information. Thank you.
And she said, "Thank you. And to you." All right. Okay. Now, Kualu, again. Now back to you again. Where you want to go?
Okay, since from at this point I believe I've said my goodbyes and left the room,
Hmm?
and the only one I have left to like on this floor is on the bridge.
Yes.
I
The
assume that
bridge.
this area here is where the pilots are.
Yeah, the bridge.
Okay. Um. Okay, so the elevator is there and there. Who are these people in here?
No, you have to take the elevator down to head there. So, where's the
Okay, I'll do
elevator?
that after I've acquainted myself with these two.
All right. Okay. The moment you enter the bridge, two of them actually turn their chairs to actually face you. You notice a handsome Chiss with his hair like slightly gelled backwards and his eyes like reddish looking at you, and he smiled. Then he got up from his chair. Then he saluted. "Ah, medical officer, Hualu. Nice to meet you." And over there is Sixman. Then this young boy, Sixman said, "Hello, nice to meet you, Hualu. It is good to actually have a medical officer on board, somebody with your expertise." The young boy actually speaks out. Then Crone said, "Ah, don't have to be like a fanboy, Sixman. Besides, how often do you see a cell cuff on the ship?" And Sigismund then continued, "Not very often, of course. This is the first of many."
Well, and well, it wasn't until with all fairness, until the near the end of the Clone Wars, we were considered that our people were still backwards and tribal. It's quite a story about that, actually, which I could regale to you if we have time.
"I love stories," Sigismund said. "Perhaps was like once we actually travel in a long hyperspace, you can actually tell me more." And then
Right,
crowed and
right.
said, "Ah, Sixman, you should be monitoring communications, not listening to some stories from the Clone Wars."
Well, if well, I just in particular wanted to tell you that if ever you're in need of an assistant pilot, for any reason, know that I'm here for. Know that I am also skilled in piloting. Possibly not to the extent you are, but still.
This man said, "Ah, sorry, I'm not much of a pilot. 6 months is more towards communication. And I'm the one that actually controls the turret, the targeting turret at the top of the ship. And I control the frontal turret, while the others, I believe you have probably met them, control the sides."
Yes, I have met them.
And for a moment, we don't have a pilot, so we do have two empty seats. We are looking for two available pilots. I heard that there's actually two. The Jedi's are quite adept in piloting, and if you're really good, you can take a seat. Other than, well, we don't have many injured personnel on the ship, but if you're not administering any of your medical skills, you can take over the cockpit.
Very well then. Then with your permission, I shall see what I can do.
Ah, it's not my permission. You have to ask the captain. See what he says. I heard the captain's young and inexperienced.
They all start out that way, don't they?
Yeah, and Sigismund had continued. Yeah, I heard a lot about this young padawan. It's like so young in the age and they want to lead the ship just like this. And an inexperienced captain. That's going to be the death of all of us.
I've a friend who has known him very well. He's actually quite an adept leader for someone so young.
Then Crow said, That's yet to be seen. Let's see how well he fares once we're really on the battlefield. There he sits. Then Sigismund is like, Nice to meet you, Huala. Please do tell me a story once you're done. Besides, since you'll be taking the cockpit, sit here once you can. So at least during our long travel, you can tell me everything about the Clone Wars.
I'll see if I. Well, I'm currently acquainting myself with the rest of the crew. After this, however, my schedule is fairly open. I will be more than willing to help in anything you may be asking for.
Okay. Crow approves. All right, then we'll just get three. Anyways, okay, now you're done. Okay, Azlin, back to you.
As I basically walk into the medical area, naturally I see like the medical droid and say to him, wait, time of day is still...
Actually, the moment you entered the door, when the door slides open,
Mhm.
the droid was the first person that asked you a question. Sir, are you injured? Is there anything that I can assist you with? Do you need any Bacta treatment? Anything at all?
No thank you, I'm not injured. My name is Azlin Rail. I'm the captain of this ship, and I was just going to introduce myself to you. You're the resident medical droid of this ship, are you?
The droid looks at you. Let me roll for his insight. Okay. Then the droid continued. You look pretty young to be a captain of the ship. I was actually expecting somebody with a gruffy beard or a top hat at least to actually take control of the ship. Are you sure you're experienced enough to handle this?
Experience in commanding a large ship? This will be my first, but I do have experience in battle. I fought against droids and Sith apprentices alike, and as you can see, never been hurt by either one of them, and I'm still here.
Rolling for insight. Okay, then the droid continued. Sarcastic. That is yet to be seen, Aslin.
True, yet to be seen indeed. I will not argue with that. But I just wanted
Okay.
to introduce myself to you and to let you know that if you need anything, you're always welcome to contact me or my later second in command, who I'm going to be appointing upon starting this voyage. As he basically walk out and I head to the cockpit to introduce myself to the pilots.
The bridge.
Yep,
Okay.
yeah.
After you're done with D16. Alright. Jajo, now to you.
Okay, now that he done understanding the system and everything, he will walk
Mhm.
towards the bridge to self-introduce himself.
Right. Okay. Then you and Aslin heading through the bridge. Okay. While you're taking your time to head towards the bridge. Okay. Bazin, to you.
Izar, Bazid.
Muted.
Oh, Bazid.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, muted.
Um, I do want to go around and introduce myself, but I don't want to double up on all of the introductions.
All right. So you go all over the ship and then introduce yourself. Okay. And then after that, then you actually talk. You go to the lower deck, to the engineering room, to the weapon section, and then to the bridge. Okay. Lastly, you actually followed Azlin and bumped into Hualu, and you saw Jajo actually coming over. And when you approach the ship, you see a Chiss actually got up from his chair immediately, and a young officer then looking at Aslin and also to you, Bazid. And then they actually salute. And then after that, Crow then said, Captain on deck. Ah, so, wow, he's really young. And then Beth Sixman then said, I think he's probably the same age as me. Why am I not ship captain? And then Crow then said, once you're actually able to fly a starship proper, young boy, then maybe you would.
I just salute them back, of course, out of respect to them, and tell them I am young and I am, yes, inexperienced in commanding a large ship such as a consular vessel, but I'm not inexperienced in battle. I fought my fair share against both droids and Sith apprentices alike. Bazine here will testify to my combat experience too.
Roll for persuasion.
Okay. Can I get an assistance, Mr. Bazine?
I don't think
Of
Bazin
course.
I don't think Bazin can assist you on this one because unless Bazin need to role play this and say, yes, I can attest to Aslin's skills and abilities and something
Yeah.
like that.
Yes, I can attest to Azlin's skills. He is quite proficient in combat. If you would like, we can also do a demonstration for you as well.
Sixman, the young communications officer, said, "Wow, a combat test here now, lightsabers. I really want to see that."
We can arrange that, but definitely not in this small space.
It would not be wise to attempt that in the cockpit. We do not wish to damage any of the systems here.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, Bazin, roll for persuasion.
Do you want me to roll or do you want him to roll with an 8?
No, you need to roll first. You need to beat the DC
Okay.
10. Then you give him the
Oh.
advantage. Oh, sorry, Aslin,
Aw.
you don't get the advantage.
Okay. Here we go. Mother.
Can I cast guidance on his persuasion though?
Not as a reaction, no.
Oh, okay. I would have had
Yep.
to do it before he.
You should have done that earlier. So too late now. But the co-pilot, Crow, and Sixman don't believe you, Aslin. So Crow disapprove. I'm putting this on their character sheet, and also Sixman disapprove of what you said. So if you try to actually bring them off the ship as a hireling, they're most likely gonna say no immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's why
so
I'm
all these people have their own
putting,
stats.
yeah, that's why like I'm putting a list of what we need, which is a gunner, 2 extra pilots, an
No.
engineer.
These are just on the ship. I'm talking about when they're on the field. They each have on their classes. So Sigismund, Crow. So Sigismund and looks at you, Aslin, and said, "Huh, I'll believe it when I see it. A young Jedi like yourself is most likely inexperienced in controlling a ship like this." That's what he said. But I would really want to see your skills personally when we do face the one Sith, and if we do see a fleet of them or a ship. I do hope that your commands would be able to keep us afloat. And then Crow continued, I do agree with him, sir. Sarcastically, he said, sir. But I would really like to see how you actually handle everything. We don't currently have another pilot, but Hualu here, he have attached to his skills and I actually trust him together with Sixman. If we were to actually stay afloat in space and survive against the one Sith, I would suggest that Hualu takes the seat next to Sigismund, but we need another pilot. If you really prove to us that you can and a good ship captain, then this seat is yours, sir.
Definitely. There will come a time
So
when.
this is where you need to use your pilot skill already. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Even though I'm not proficient with piloting, and I only got a 1 to my piloting due to my intelligent of 12.
No choice, because you need to actually prove to them. But
Yeah,
you don't have to
exactly.
be a pilot. You can also be the commander. It's
Mm-hmm.
like giving commands
Yeah,
on
exactly.
from that section. So
Mm-hmm.
you can either be a pilot or the command on based on the book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
but Bazine, you heard Crow, the Chiss, and also the young man Sigismund. Don't believe that Aslin can be the ship captain that you think that he can. So now, Bazin, is to you before we go to Walu and then Jaju.
Bazine.
You know, Bazin have a
Oh, I'm
plus
sorry.
4
I,
on.
I I don't have anything to add.
All right, okay. All right. Okay, Jajo, you're now at the bridge.
Drag yourself to the
I
bridge,
don't.
Jajo, yeah.
He knock there, knock first, then open the door. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Jajo coming in to meet the bridge as he see the sight he saw Azlin. Oh, hey, Captain!
Hello,
You see the
Jajo.
Chiss and got up. The Chiss and got up and said, "Ah, the chief engineer is finally here. We heard so much about you from Senator Binks that
Oh,
you're
thank
good
you,
with
thank
your
you.
hands."
Oh, much appreciate. No, everyone doing their part. I just do my part. Miss appreciate
Sigismund,
everyone.
and they like look to you, and then yes, Sigismund, the young man, and said, "Ah, interesting. Please make sure that our engines are fully boosted and the shields is always up. I would really hate for many of our ship to be actually blown apart one by one. Even though this is labeled as a consular ship, but a consular ship is not this heavily armed.
And we can never be too careful. We don't just say the sea. We even have space pirates.
We,
Yes.
we might be going to be attaching a singular starfighter to help us on when it comes to space battles. So I just look into Bazine and Wallo and say, which one of you, my friends, can be able to pilot a starfighter if we attached one to the external ship externally?
Chiss, the crow, the Chiss actually said, a starfighter, yes, we can attach one while we're actually in flight. Once we actually leave the planet, the starfighter will be sent over. However, Jedi Knight, Leia Skywalker mentioned that we have to only attach one ship. So the decision will be up to you now, Aslin. Would it be an X-Wing, an A-Wing, or a Y-Wing? An X-Wing is a good frontal assault starfighter equipped with concussion missiles and quad laser cannons. However, its shields and its hulls is not as great as compared to the Y-Wing. But the Y-Wing is slow, it's cumbersome, but it can carry a number of photon torpedoes or a huge number of concussion missiles. And it can also carry another passenger behind the seat. But of course, if you want speed, the A wing is the best. High maneuverability, hard to hit, but its shields and its hulls is low as compared to the others. It's not as strong and durable, but I can tell you, it all depends on the pilot. We
Mm-hmm.
cannot only attach any other starfighters other than the ones that's already given to us by the NGR. If you have any other starfighter that you wish to actually attach towards the attachment under the ship, then you will need to discuss this with the Senate. Otherwise, if you were to actually find a Z-95 Headhunter, you could do that. If you were to find any other ships, you can't do that. But only two starfighters or light ships. That's what Crow said.
Mm. I think we're gonna go
So,
with
two
the.
star.
He basically thinks A-wings has always been used due to their the amount of weapons that they can carry. They've always acted as the bombers of the Republic fleet. X-wings would usually act as the escort, and the Y-wings would act as shock troops to clear the way for the bombers and the X-wings to do their run. For that, we're gonna
You
have
can only bring one.
yeah. I think I'll go with the conventional X-wing until we either find an equivalent of a Y-wing or an A-wing. Then we'll just attach it externally. I can't bother the Jedi Council, or even the Senate by asking them more when I haven't even proven my command capabilities to, to flourishing. So,
X-wing it is.
mhm, yep.
And
The
Azlin,
the screen basically, like, I click on the X-wing.
and
Hmm.
Azlin,
Mm-hmm.
if you will, if I may, I request permission to be the pilot for that particular X-wing.
Granted, but do you have the necessary skills? I mean, I can always use a good pilot for this ship as well.
And it's true. I actually used to fly a medical ship during the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I would ferry, I would ferry injured clones to medical bays.
Mm-hmm. Your expertise either here or in the X-wing. I would prefer that you would choose this ship over the X-wing. As
If
for
that's
the X-wing, Bazine.
You need to choose a pilot who to be the X-wing pilot. Bazin is too small to control an X-wing, so you can forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Mini scale X-wing.
Yes.
I mean, we could put a
And then people
child.
say,
We could put a child
no,
seat
no,
for him, and, like, have.
No, no, cannot. It's too small. It cannot.
no.
The
Actually,
handle. It cannot.
Oh wait.
no. Actually, when you just make it joke, just a joke only that one. Because you say mini scale, people will think it's a toy.
Mhm.
Ah,
You don't know. Bazin is small, small. He can't really do much. Like he's very tiny. So holding the joystick or the flight stick will be impossible
mm,
unless you're controlling using the force. But then again, only Yoda does that.
true, true. I mean, this is why, like, I'm asking his opinion.
So yeah, Bazin, how do you roleplay this? Azlin asks you to use the X-wing.
I would not be very good at piloting. That is not a specialty I was trained at through the Jedi Academy.
Hmm. Well, looks like you're gonna have to be the pilot of both this ship and the X-wing. But I would only ask you to pilot the X-wing when it's extremely necessary. Otherwise, it's up to you. Rather, you would stay on the ship or pilot the X-wing for support. Still your choice.
It depends on what is needed at each specific moment.
Exactly. Also, Bazine, would you be interested in being my second in command of this ship?
What? You're speaking like a robot.
Oh,
You're cutting in and out. Sorry.
I said, Bazine, would you be interested in being my second in command on this ship?
That would that would be quite some honor. I was not expecting such a spot. Are you sure you don't wish to make one of the gentlemen on the bridge your second in command?
Well, I know you, but otherwise I haven't pretty much got to know them as much as you did. I mean, I trusted you and your judgment so far, and here we are today.
It just seemed that they were upset at your age. Perhaps you should pick somebody with more experience at your right hand.
True, but how many of them have fought Sith and droids and fought in a space battle as well?
Yeah, you now really want to interrupt already. Can ah?
Yeah, you can.
Hmm. Yeah, you can.
Misa say this. Jaju say this. Let's Misa say, assuming they don't have experience. I believe they are all the original crew here. They know each other. They can let's say choose someone who they voted as a leader. Enough said.
Mm-hmm.
The second in command, not captain.
Second in command is basically the captain when the captain is not around. That is me. If I either get killed or go missing, the second in command can issue orders for the ship and its crew to proceed.
You don't say.
Yeah, I do think that we should make one of those guys second in command because when you leave the ship, I'm likely to leave the ship with you.
Oh,
So
okay,
we
yeah,
should
yeah.
leave,
True.
and I'm down to have Bazin be a targeter. He wants to do targeting.
Ah, okay. So that means
Mm.
gonna be on the
In,
weapons. In this case,
co-
I'll make Miss Leia Organa the second in command.
no, cannot. She
Oh,
would. She
yeah.
automatically refused.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
She is a guest.
I need to look for somebody who will not leave the ship at the same time. Somebody who's okay. I'll introduce myself to the girl in the. No, wait, that's fine. I'll have to now hire a second in command. I'll now have to hire a second in command.
Jajo face palm. Jajo face palm.
I
He go
would,
behind, talk to this nice driver here. Good sir.
yeah.
Do you have any of your friend here you can suggest or vote with the crew member to be the second in command or vice captain?
No, the chief actually looks at you, Jajo. I am Sigismund is actually mostly looks into communications with the ship, and for me, I'm actually mostly also looking at as the operator of the ship. So you actually have two operators. Operators that actually we use to actually locate, monitor, interfere with, and actually disable the enemy when need to. Please look at your manual, sir. Look at chapter 2 under deployments in page 13 in Starships of the Galaxy. You need to choose your deployment type. And there are 6 types of deployment. Crow actually mentioned the coordinator, the gunner, the mechanic, the operator, the pilot, and the technician.
Referencing tutorial time.
Yes.
No, actually, it's Herbert. He giving you a hint, please. Which chapter again? Oh, deployment. Okay.
Jajo, he looks at you, Jajo. Yes, Jajo. Everybody received the manual the moment you actually entered. Go to chapter 2, deployments. In page 13, you're gonna be look at deployment. So you can choose to either be a coordinator, a gunner, a mechanic, an operator, a pilot, or a technician. But
Jajo is a
whenever you
mechanic.
level up, but whenever you level up and receive prestige points, you can use that prestige points to be either a coordinator and a gunner. The more prestige points you have for every space combat we encounter, you can be all of it. Like myself, I am an operator and sometimes a mechanic, but Sigismund have fully fleshed himself to be a full operator.
I'll choose the easiest one, which is the coordinator.
That is actually a wise choice. Provides motivation and organization to the crew and between ships. The coordinator's seat is just there, young Azlin, but you need to prove to us that you could actually handle this. What I heard from our report, that you were actually handling a very small freighter ship, but you were not really in command. It was Jedi Padawan Turo that was actually looking into that ship.
Mm-hmm. I would not
But now you
handle
have
it
full
either.
responsibility to be the coordinator. Remember, as we go further into deep space, the Starships of the Galaxy is going to be the most highest ever used book for the campaign.
Indeed. Now, gentlemen,
And then after that, Sigismund and said, "Hey, Crow!" He snaps his finger. "Snap out of it! You're speaking funny. You're high again." And Crow's like, "Oh man, it feels as if that somebody else has been taking over my head. Sorry if I speak wrongly to you, sir. Did I say some gibberish? Something that you don't understand?"
Ah, thank the force.
Then Crow just sat on the chair and thinking, again. Yeah, it's as if that my body's been taken over by some random force. Something. But you all actually like look at Crow. Yes, he was talking gibberish. What is this chapter 2, page 13 you're referring to? What what, what is this prestige points? Think to yourself. But now, okay, Hualu, you decided to actually become the pilot. So you're gonna be focusing on that pilot, on the prestige. You have 1 prestige points. Okay, how prestige works in from the book. Okay, in order to go from first level to second level, you need 4 prestige. To go from second to third, you need 8 prestige. So from first level to fifth level, you need 16 prestige points. Prestige points is only used to actually rank up your level. So you won't be able to become a deployment rank 2. So let's just say, for example, I want to become a coordinator rank 1. So you have a total prestige of 1. You only have that first deployment as a coordinator, first rank deployment.
Mm-hmm.
But to become a second deployment coordinator, you need 4 prestige points. Then you can actually level up yourself. Like, for example, the coordinator at first level, you have venture, coordinating, leadership. Then after that, you need 3 points to go to second level. Then from there, the coordinator will get inspiring display and uplifting directive, and so on and so forth. But the more prestige points you have, this is the only way you can actually multi-class. You can be a first level coordinator, first level gunner, first level mechanic. So you need 6 points, 1 prestige each, to be a first rank of all deployments, making your character like the perhaps not the best. You're like a bard. You're just uh, you're just a skill monkey, literally. So like I was actually looking at Anakin Skywalker character sheet. So he is actually a coordinator, a gunner, a mechanic, a pilot, a technician, and operator. So that's insane. So so he can be a starfighter pilot with all those things, making him quite formidable. And some NPC pilots is also have this kind of thing. They're a coordinator, they're a gunner, control one or more weapons emplacement, and then so on. So I believe Azlin have already become a coordinator before. Hualu is a pilot. So I think this is Bazin's first time. So Bazin, if you have the starships of the Galaxy book, you need to choose your deployment. Because as you travel out to space, maybe after you land on Alderaan, yeah, or maybe before
Yeah.
you land on Alderaan, then yeah. So pirate attacks, rebel attacks. The Rebel Alliance here are the separatists, so they call themselves the Rebel Alliance. But now, after you all have actually chosen your prestige and everything, so now you actually board the ship and then sat on your chair. And Aslin, you told Crow and Sigismund and Hualu to set a course from Coruscant to Alderaan.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you actually deployed from that hangar bay, immediately you dock with a ship carrier. The ship carrier is actually carrying an X-Wing. The moment they actually undeployed the X-Wing, and then your ship slowly dock and then grip the upper section of the X-Wing for Hualu to quickly run straight towards the ramp and then use it to board the X-Wing to fly off elsewhere. But now, currently, as you're in space, okay, I'm gonna give this only to you, Aslin, to move. Only you can move the ship.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Now, you need to set a course towards Alderaan.
Okay,
Now,
ping to me. Where's
you
Alderaan?
know, on Coruscant,
Mm-hmm.
early on you said you want to go to Vaga Praxud.
Yeah, which is
And
just
then after that, you said you want to go to Malta or Bex.
yep, which is we already been to Malta Albex. Already been to it, and that's where we lost Darth Maul and Anduin.
Yes, you lost Anduin.
Anduin.
Anduin was a close friend to you,
I'm gonna go
Aslin.
evil.
Roll for wisdom saving throw. You fail, you shed a tear, you go emo. So you have to role play an emo Aslin. Okay, you pass. You're determined to find Aslin. I mean, you're determined to find Anduin, Aslin. Now you role play this like with full confidence to the crew
I just take
as
out
they hear you talk on the call.
I just take
I'm actually looking for Alderaan right now. I forgot to put the spinning icon that I have.
mm, Okay.
Because originally it's supposed to go to Titan, but since Turdo is no longer around, so Titan, Narkanji, and many more is out.
Oh man. Never mind.
Yeah. So this quest will not happen. Narkanji, Titan, and so on. The quest won't happen.
Hmm.
But Titan will be open up.
I
But
just
Titan is too close to Coruscant. This thing.
I just simply like before making my speech to the crew as we slowly like cruising speed, I take up like an old holographic photo of me and Anduin like during training, and I'm like, I will save you, my friend. You will be saved, even if I have to die to do it. That's when I simply take a deep breath and speak to the crew and say, attention crew members. My name is Azlin Rail. I am your new captain assigned to this ship. Some of you have heard about me regarding how young I am and how green I am. Others have never even heard about me. My name is Azlin Rail and I'm your new current captain. It
And
is
I'm gonna be Hokage one day.
Hi. Hi. Oh. Anyway, I just hope with everybody's help here we can all come out victorious from any conflict and any battle. We just need to stick with each other, remember our training, and remember our own personal experiences that has led us to this particular moment. And remember, we represent the Galactic Republic in any way, shape, or form, so we should always, always hold our best behavior and make a good example that others should follow. That's it. That's all I basically say.
Jajo laughed crazily.
Jajo and R3 start laughing at the engineering room.
God.
And R3 also start laughing.
Oh God, man. I mean,
But now, roll for your persuasion. Nobody can assist on this because you cannot talk on the intercom and somebody else also interfere within the intercom.
yeah,
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
I
yeah.
cast
Aslin is the
guidance?
right one, stuff like that. Yeah, so
Oh,
that's all
And
allowed. So you
remember
have to
your
roll.
inspiration in case things go wrong.
Yes.
can I get a guidance? Oh yes, please, thank you. That's a 1d4. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Never
Oh,
mind.
Hey!
now
Never mind.
that.
Never mind.
All right. Okay. You regain inspiration. You gave a really inspiring speech. The people on the ship actually heard your speech, from the engineering to the communications room to the lower decks towards the hangar itself. They all actually nod and you stood there in the intercom and you look around. So this scene is probably like the scene in Star Trek where you actually stood up and then took a talking, and then we're gonna travel to unknown space. And then people that look around at you and like, they all agreed. Okay, they all approve. All passengers approve. And
Ding.
then it's like,
All approve. Okay. I simply like say to the pilot in their own like personal
I mean,
com.
what do you mean go to the pilot? Hualu is the pilot.
Oh, I just simply say to
Then
Hualu.
you need to role play with Hualu. Hualu, set a course to Alderaan.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
warp speed, not hyperspace.
Hualu, take us towards Alderaan, please.
Very well then. Entering the coordinates to Alderaan now, approaching hyperspeed.
Mm-hmm. Ready when you are, Mr. Hualu.
Shit, it sounds like Zulu. And then the Star Trek music appear. Toot, 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 toot. Starring Fahad as Aslin, and then starring Viscount as Hualu, and then it's like Izzard as Bezid, and so
Here
on.
we are. Alderaan is like right next door. And
Yep,
Yes,
we'll do.
and co-starring is like R3 as R as himself, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, as you approach Aldron space, you hear the communicator straight. The communications officer Crow told you, Hualu. We're being held, Hualu. It seems that Aldron's security is tightened right now. Then you hear the communication immediately coming in. This is Aldron space. Please acknowledge your vessel We do not have any information of this ship. Please state the name of your ship.
Now we register a name for the ship. So guys, give us a good name
Suddenly you
suggestion.
see the screen appear, like a video game. Dude, please name your ship.
Mm-hmm. So it will be like from an NGR Council of Freighter to
The
No, you
Nautiloid.
have to be an actual name, like the
yeah.
Fat Mama.
Oh god.
The
Or
Nautiloid.
Wait. Put that name in the chat, like so I can see the spelling.
yeah, please
Oh
put all your names you
God.
can think of. You guys like think about it,
But
like Nautiloid, Nautilus, or even Deep Space or
yeah, we
whatever,
can actually go with
or
Nautilus. You can actually go.
or N or NCC 07.
And that's not how you spell Nautiloid, but that's my best bet. My best guess.
Uh,
I was going for a Baldur's Gate 3 reference.
I mean, we could go with the Nautilus. Yeah.
Nautilus.
Okay.
I was thinking. I
Hmm.
was thinking the SLEs too.
Okay. I mean, okay, we could go. We could just name it the Esselis, as it's not two, as it has not been destroyed.
Not true.
Yep. So it's gonna be like the Esselis. Done. The Esselis. Okay. Back to you, Walu. Like you
The
can.
what? The Basilisk? Basilisk.
No, Esselis.
I posted it in the Roll20 chat.
The Asselis 2 or just Asselis?
Yeah,
Just
just
the
just
Esselis.
just Esselis.
All right.
Not
Okay,
the
let me
two.
put this in. All right. Okay, Asselis. All right. Okay, Hualu to you. You can roleplay.
Okay. We read you. I will say sorry. We read you all around. This is Republic Transport Esselis speaking.
We read you loud and clear, Asselis. We'll be sending over a transport ship to dock with yours. We'll be assist. You will be docking with the ship, and we'll be flying you straight over to the hangar of Alderaan. Please stay in orbit while we send over the transport ship.
Very well then. We will do exactly that.
All right. While you actually wait for the transport ship, you actually head straight towards the war room where Leia Skywalker is actually waiting. Then she actually said that while we arrive for the ship, we need to actually come up with who is coming with us and who among the crew will be joining. Then she turns to Azlin. Azlin,
Mhm.
do you have anybody that you actually want to bring?
Yes, that'll be
Okay, just then she looks at you and said, Azlin, do you have any NPC that you think that you want to bring? She said.
NPC. Okay. NPC, not like PC players, right?
Nope, NPC, she said.
Um, NPC. Okay.
Okay, you got medical droid T16. You got the gunner Render Kasha, which is actually a soldier. You have such a Rex, also a gunner, also a soldier, former Separatist soldier or former Imperial Stormtrooper. Okay, Rix, and also a former soldier, Imperial Stormtrooper. Okay, Render Kashu, or you can get the Scout, Sasha Ram, or the communications officer, Scout Soldier, Sigismund, or even the okay, or the Berserker himself, Crow.
I look
But
into like.
but Arushi will always be there with you.
Yeah.
But if you let Arushi die,
Oh god, I will
okay,
sink deeply into
you
emo
will
mode.
roll you will roll a D20 dark side points
Imagine I get a net 20. That's like 20
plus your
black.
wisdom modifier.
Oh god.
Plus your wisdom modifier.
Oh,
So yeah.
the one
So it's
time where my wisdom modifier should be low. Yeah, anyway. I tell her we're gonna have to need a scout slash communicator. That'll be Sigismund. He's been with us before, and I'm pretty sure he'll be able to perform admirably on the battle.
Sigismund. Oh man, why me?
because you're a communicator specialist. That's why.
And
Ah,
we wouldn't be choosing you if you didn't have the talent you required to back up this decision.
And
Cut off. You were cut off.
and we're gonna need somebody to give targeting coordinates to the Esselis so that they can perform a bombing run should ever we come to that occasion.
Leia eyes you suspiciously, Aslin, the moment you said bombing run.
I doubt there would be any need for a bombing run.
True. I mean, I just never hope to come to the decision where we ever use a bombing run.
A bombing run is inhumane. Leia looks to you. Roll for your wisdom saving throw, Aslin.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw.
You fail. Roll
Wait,
a 1d4 plus your modifier wisdom.
the guidance still there, right? Unless it's like over.
No,
Skill
it's
checks.
over already.
Oh, okay.
It's only one. It's
Yeah,
been more than 1 minute.
yeah. 1d4.
And it also only works on skill checks.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, not bad.
3 plus your wisdom, so 5. You receive 5 dark side points.
Oh, okay. That'll be 5 out of 5.
Once you reach 10, your facial features change slightly, not drastically, just slightly.
Yeah.
And Arushi looks at you and said, "Master, why are you even thinking like this? Bombing run? That's not the Jedi way."
It's the way of, it's the way of a soldier, and I do believe that I will agree it is inhumane. But
Arushi then said, looks at you, Hualu. I don't agree with this. I don't agree that bombing them immediately will actually solve our issues. There's too much. We should face them head on.
I
And
do,
also talk.
I do not agree. And I will simply say, I do not agree either. It is completely inhumane and cruel. However, all this being said, we shouldn't judge anyone based on their first appearances. And then in the Selkatha language, and he does say this in Selkatha, he'll say, unless they're a clanker.
Sigismund actually looks at Aslin and said, "Hey, if we could solve this really fast, if we can see the rebel base, if we can just bomb them straight off, then I don't have to go down with you."
If that would have been
The-
easy, then we would not be here. Besides, bombing them is the last resort only, and I'm not talking about bombing them as in killing them all. I just need to disable either their defenses and or shuttles and spaceships. That way they'll stay grounded on the ground and not able to escape.
So
Leia
perhaps
looks to you, Aslin, and it's
so perhaps an
Leia.
electromagnetic pulse then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like for example, if there was an enemy space shuttle, I don't need it to be destroyed. I just need the engines on it to be damaged for it to stay grounded. And if they have
Okay.
and if they ever have a landing area, I would say just simply bomb around it and make it unusable. That way they'll have
Leia
to.
looks Leia looks to you, Aslin, and said, "I disagree with all your actions. We are Jedi's. We are protectors of the peace. We are not soldiers. We do not follow military protocols. We follow the standard Jedi code. We do not use the ship to do any bombing runs or any to do any disruptions on any other bases. If possible, we should be there, disrupt them on foot, and perhaps even negotiate, not to completely destroy a base with what they've already given to us."
Agreed. Agreed. Violence will be a last resort, and I do think, in the interest of the Republic, a bombing run of any kind will not be a resort.
Let's just pray that they can actually listen to reason to begin with. I mean, we could be
I have no doubt.
speaking reason, but if their heart's set on warfare, then we have to be the shield that guards against anything.
Aslan, remember, you are not just fighting a war. It's not just a war you're fighting here. You're also fighting for the people. of the
True.
you're fighting for the people more than you are for the Republic. You will do well to remember that.
Mm-hmm. Let's just pray that they would be willing to listen to reason.
I have no doubt they will.
All right, Jajo, you're moving around. Are you in the war room or are you conversing? Okay, Jajo, what do you want to do?
I, I'm. I'd like to say, I would. Oh, yeah, Judge, what are you?
Jajo.
Ah, you.
Yeah, muted, Alan. Think you muted. What do you want to do?
Oh, I was muted. Sorry, sorry. He go around and he found out this room is a engineering room, so he start to do his harness and everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
With all
Do
due,
you?
I
If
want to say to
Jaju,
Leia,
you know what? If Jaju the meeting, so he what ma? Never mind what.
All
So
right.
he do his
Okay.
own thing.
Okay.
And
I would
lucky
like,
Walu?
he's not in. Lucky he's not in. Not he have a lot to fight back. He's on Leah's side.
I want to say to Leia, with all due respect, Leia, perhaps he is simply nervous. I'm not, I'm not necessarily excusing the fact that he has suggested a bombing run. I'm merely suggesting that perhaps it is not necessarily a strategical mind at the time, at this particular time, talking with those words. Perhaps he is simply nervous, and if that is the case, we should be relatively soft on him. After all, the warfare will harden him.
Understood. Walu. Wise indeed. You speak more like a Jedi.
I speak like a Republic soldier. I I do not want anything to come to warfare. If it does, that is entirely regrettable and entirely inexcusable. I want to end this. If there is to be a war or warfare of any kind, it must be swift. It must be without casualty. I've seen too much of war to say otherwise.
Agreed. Our only problem, our only issues right now, Leia looks at you, is we're unable to actually use the ship and head towards Alderaan. So we have to stay in orbit. And the shuttle is coming over to pick us up.
Very well then.
So there's nothing much we could do. But the idea is beyond me. Bombing? Perhaps not. We can do better than that.
I have no doubt he can, and I have no doubt that he will. Azlin,
Right.
it's time. Gather Jajo, gather Bazine, gather gather your Padawan, and gather your crewmate.
Okay.
It's time for us to return to the ship. So it's time for us to return to the planet.
I just go reach for communicator to tell Jajo to meet us at where the hangar area is.
Right. The shuttle actually docked at the top of the ship. So you took the simple ladder up and then heading towards the ramp of the shuttle. And then the shuttle actually brought all of you towards the landing zone of Alderaan. And then one of the pilots then said, "We have arrived. So please ensure that all of you is fully ready for this." But as you arrive at the landing zone itself, you can see that Arushi, Azlin, she is excited. Her face is there with excitement. And then she said, "Finally." But what your actions now, Aslin, as you move forward, will reflect on Arushi. As you grow to do more of your actions that's leading towards the dark side, she will also follow your actions leading towards the dark side.
Oh, okay.
So, yes. So I'm keeping track of this. So when you get dark side points, she gets half those dark side points.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So even though she disagrees with you, but whatever you want to do, then she will do next time in the future. Then when she's older, she will do the same thing. I suggest we bomb them and deal with them personally after this, which is a safe method, but she follows what you do. But as you all actually arrive at the hangar bay, then Leia then said, "Come on, everyone. I think it's time for us to actually meet Bail Organa."
Indeed. Lead the way, lead the way, Lady Skywalker. I wanted to say Miss
Senator.
Senator, Senator.
Right. Okay, understood. I know because she is Bail Organa or Leia Organa, but you have to get used to it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, she'll be gone after this after this story campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you approach Alderaan, you see Leia Skywalker walks over. Then after that, you see a man, old but wise, walking over to Leia. And then they both hugged. And then she said, "Uncle, it's nice to meet you again." And then Bail Organa looks, Senator Bail Organa, that looks at her, "Ma, you have grown, Leia. Sometimes I wish that you were my own daughter." And Leia, they just laugh. "Maybe in a different timeline, Senator," she said. "But let me introduce to you the Padawan, Jedi Padawan Azlin Rail." Then Bail Organa smiled as he looks at you. His frail old face and he looks at you directly and said, "Ah, Azlin Rail, I heard so much about you.
As do I.
Some, of course, some reports, of course, I refuse to acknowledge of your actions. But sometimes swift determination is what we need in this time of war."
Actually, what we need is calmer minds and calmer people who are willing to listen to reason. If we had but 100 of you in the Senate itself, perhaps even the entirety of the Clone Wars could have been prevented altogether. Also, why is Aroshi's token and is much bigger than mine? Has she suddenly had a growth spurt? Okay, yeah, thank you.
All right. Okay. Then he smiled. And then he turns, he said, "Ah, so you must be Arushi."
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns to you, Aslin. "Are you sure that you'll be able to handle a Padawan as young as her? You you're you're just perhaps as young as Leia. Are you a knight?" he asked.
Unfortunately, no, I haven't been granted my knighthood yet, but if memory serves correctly, Master Skywalker was about my age when he received his first Padawan, and he wasn't even a knight yet.
He laughed. "Yeah, those times were hard, the Clone Wars. I remembered it well. Those times, Padawans as young as yourself were given other younger Padawans to train. And then Padawans that grew during war itself." Then he turns to look at Bazine. And he said, then he kneeled and he looks down at you, Bazine. "Ah, you must be Master Bazine. I heard about you. Nice to meet you."
The pleasure is mine, Master Organa.
"Ah, but let me introduce you all. This is my wife." And then Leia, she walks over to Leia, shook her hand. "It's nice to meet you again, Leia. Sometimes I wish that I have children just like you. How's your brother?" Then Leia then said, "Luke? He's elsewhere. I'm not too sure. He's somewhere with his Padawan." And then,
Oh yeah, in this timeline, Kylo Ren is actually his Padawan.
no, not Kylo Ren yet, though, because you yet to meet Han Solo.
Oh
So
yeah,
Luke in
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
time,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so you'll meet into them. They will be in season 2. So right now you're in season 1, almost at the end of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, she turns and looks at you, Aslin. She took your hand and then she looks at it. Rough, slightly soft. You've been in certain situations that you dare not speak of. She looks to you quietly, her eyes stare
I
at you,
I sud
seep into your heart.
I suddenly have a flashback of Anduin's kidnapping, as she mentioned this, and he basically say, "Yes, indeed, I was in tough situations, but I'm just hoping that they made me stronger, not weaker."
Then after she turns, "It will make you stronger. And you must be young Arushi. I heard a lot about you from Master Yoda and Master Anakin. How Azlin and the other Jedi's actually saved you. And Arushi then continued and she said, yes, Azlin and Anduin and the others, they were there. They saved me and my family. And now I'm giving back. What I could do back then, I'm going to do better. With Aslin's wisdom and his teachings, I will learn everything from him. Then after that, Bail Organa's wife said, ah, and indeed then, I believe this young Jedi will prove his worth to you sooner. And then she turns and looks at Jajo and said, so you must be Senator Bink's nephew.
He walked forward, uh, as humble as possible, like you know how politicians meet people.
Mhm.
The name is Mr. Name Jajo, in your service.
Ah, nice to meet you, Jajo. But now, everyone, I believe my husband have something to say. Then you see Bell Organa then turns. He looks to all of you. It is a concern of mine, he speaks out. A concern regarding a man that calls himself Sol Guerrero. A torn on many galaxies, I'm torn on many planets, but mine in particular. I do not know why. He has been disrupting a number of my trade lanes, and have been destroying a number of my outposts. However, he is a man without mercy. Many of the new Galactic Republic soldiers were not spared.
Who
He leads.
who is the man, Senator?
I dare not say. I never really see him. He's just like a whisper in the wind. The moment people hear his name, those that dislike the Galactic Republic join him. But I just realized there's one more person missing in this one.
Oh
Wait.
yeah, a late arrival.
Yes. Yeah, late arrival. Maybe Hualu is like admiring Alderaan. It's nice, lush green sceneries and many more. But after that, Hualu, you arrive to see Aslin, Pazine, and the others talking to what seemed to be an elderly man, nicely well dressed, like a cloak that actually swept the floor from beneath him as he walks. Then, as you reach, Bel Organa then asks Bazine, there is supposed to be another one, a Selkaf. Bazine, a medical officer. Do you know where he is?
I, well, I believe you do now.
And I said, as I live and breathe, there he is. The medical officer that I heard so much. A Selkaf for people. And then Bel Organa then said, Hualu. Your name is Hualu, am I correct?
That is correct, yes.
Then you would know about our predicament. You will know about the issues that we face right now in Alderaan, Hualu.
An insurrection, if I remember correctly.
Yes, we saw Guerrero, but there are more. Okay, Hualu, roll for your. Okay, this is lore, just a simple lore based on local history.
Okay, the law roll. I'm not proficient in that, but I am somewhat intelligent, so.
Okay, you
19.
pass. You pass beyond pass. Okay, you heard about the insurrection. So Guerrero, the terrorist, the separatist leader, the one that started the rebel alliance against the new Galactic Republic. Also, the one man that stole a number of Bacta, a huge number of Bactas, needed for those that need it the most. But for every transport of Bacta, even well hidden, So Guerrero know where to hit and hit hard. This is what you know, Hualu. And then now this is how you role play. Okay, roll for a wisdom saving throw. If you fail the DC, you get angry. You role play angrily. So Guerrero, you pass, then you
Mm,
speak normally,
okay.
but with more confidence. This is to Hualu.
Oh, okay. To Kualo. Okay, no
Wisdom
problem.
saving
Yeah,
throw.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wisdom save. Well, let's see if this works.
Whoa.
Yay!
Okay. You listen to Bill Ogana's plight, Hualu. You're not angry, but you will know how to deal with Sir Guerrero. And with the Bacta trucks and Bacta transportation is coming in, you will know where to actually how to actually deal with him. And that how you roleplay this
Mm,
with determination.
with determination. Okay. So, do you have a particular battle strategy in mind, or do you wish for us to make one ourselves?
I can give you over a number of my troops. Do do them as you see fit. They are yours to use, Walu. Even though I looks at Azlin, even though I know you're in command of the ship, but for this one, the Baptas itself is under Hualu's command, and he knows about this. We work together. We in the other cell cuff leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Hualu, to you. You can discuss this. In now, Bel Organa then said, let's head over towards the launch. We can talk better there. Then he walks over to lead you straight to where launch is. Yeah,
Okay.
I need to remove
Is this all of us?
the grid for this one.
Is this all of us?
Yeah, actually. I keep pinging where we are, guys, if you wanna like zoom out.
Okay.
Okay, Bazin is not moving yet. That's okay. Bill
Yeah, yeah.
Organa
Oh,
introduced
sorry.
you, Walu. This is Lieutenant Baro Okun. He salutes you. He wears the uniform, his hat, green shirt, tucked in, nicely trimmed belt. He salutes you. Lieutenant Baro Kolun, at your orders, sir. Then he put a really nice stance and his two of his hands behind his back, and he looks to you. Sir, any orders, sir? Then Walu, you look at this soldier, this new Galactic Republic soldier. It's his uniform, is solid. His stance, his face is stern with determination as he looks to you. Then Belganan said, this man was raised here in Alderaan, just like yourself, Azlin. Do you think that you should? Okay, this is the one in your backstory. Then he said,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to pay your family a visit?
Well, I haven't seen my parents in a long time, but it's a time-sensitive mission, Senator Organa. I can meet my parents once your issue has been solved. That way, I can rest
You
assured.
never really wrote to me that are they a merchant, are they a senator, or they're just normal people. That's all.
Nobles actually. Minor noble.
Nobles,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
I get yeah,
Minor
I don't know.
nobles of Alderaan.
Okay. Then Bill Organa continued after that. Your father, Aslin, has been very supportive of my cause. And he really wants to see these rebels be taken care of. I believe that once your father knows that you're here, he's gonna talk to you about the issues that we have. It's disturbing the business. It's disturbing everything. And with the injured soldiers that we have, and not to mention the Bacta transportation and the Bacta trade between us and the Selkaf leaders, is going to be quite difficult. Now again, okay. Now I'm gonna go to Bazin. Bazin, do you have anything to add?
No, no, no. We're good.
All right. Okay. Jajo, do you have any? Okay. Where is Jajo?
He said he was going to the toilet. He'll be back soon.
All right. Okay. All right. Then skip. Okay. Aslin, to you. Then to Walu. Aslin,
I don't know who's breathing in the mic, but to me, I just say
it's
to
ambience.
yeah, I just say to the senator, and to of course the commander, Do you have any approximate whereabout of Saul Guerrera's base of operation is?
I would know. But then you see this officer and said, I know here, sir. We have the exact whereabouts or where we assume, he said, assume, where we assume that Saul Guerrero is. Hey, wait, why is Jajo? Okay, his token is very small. All right. That's what you heard from Lieutenant Barrow.
Mm-hmm. Lieutenant, tell me about Mr. Saul Guerrera. Like, how often these raids, in far and few in between? Like, what's the length of between raids?
Hmm.
Yeah, my headset ran out of battery. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yep, I can hear you, but through the speakers.
Yeah, yeah, my headset ran out of battery. I can't find the charging.
Complaining.
Okay. Well, you actually asked Lieutenant Barrow
Mm-hmm.
about the exact timing. He said, for every single time there's a transportation about, or even weapons, they're always there. They know where to strike. They know where to hit us. They know where to actually hit us when we least expect it. And they know where to actually strike. That is. And even then, when our troops do not know where they're going to be, they are there. And they knew. They actually put their people exactly where they are needed. That is completely different. This is a completely different tactic than what I know so far, he said.
Well, have you thought of the possibility that Saul Guerrero might have sympathizers and spies within the army that giving him the location and movement of your troops?
That is actually very highly possible.
I mean,
That
if he, you said he strikes out of nowhere and seemingly to know all your movement, this is a logical conclusion.
we do have a number of people that we suspect, sir, that might be conspiring with Sol Guerrero. These are the list of people that we know so far that we suspect is working with him. You look at the list, he passes you a data pad. You see
Hmm?
6 people. 6. Living within Alderon's commercial district, living quarters, and market district. But you can interrogate and ask questions about the sympathizers if you believe they are. But Lieutenant Barrow said that he's assuming they are. Then Leia Skywalker and said, we're going to be looking on this on just assumptions, Lieutenant. And
As,
how sure are you that these people are really conspiring against Bail Organa, against my uncle?
as,
Then the lieutenant then said, I'm just assuming, Master Jedi. We
assumption
suspect.
assumption without proof is the mother of disasters. We have to look at these names from an objective point of view, and until we find evidence that lead us to the contrary, they should be treated as regular citizen. There's no harm in just simply, walking and asking a harmless question, but without proof, we might be slandering their name.
Hmm, very well. But also, we have another convoy that's a bit coming in. We're sending over straight towards the village that need it the most. But that is just one of the many people of Alderaan that needed the Bacta for, of course, their medical needs. If you would wish, You could also follow us with the transport. And if we do attack, at least we have Master Jedi's with us. 3 Master Jedi's. Then Arushi then said, I'm not Jedi, I'm just a Padawan. Uh, yes, 2 or 3 Master Jedi. I was not referring to you. Sorry. I was referring to that. He points at Bazit, whatever that is.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Then Bill Organa then said, and this is the decision, Aslin. You could actually investigate those 6 people, or you could follow Lieutenant Burrow and head towards the town where the people over there needs the Bactas. Now you got a timer. Tuk, tuk, tuk,
Hmm.
tuk, tuk, tuk.
I recommend
Choose.
we, since we need to get the Bacta first, we'll have to handle that mission. From there, we'll have to plan the mission and the transportation very carefully. How do you normally transport the Bactas in general?
Using our hover trucks as usual.
Okay, here is the simple plan. We're gonna use how many trucks is usually needed?
We usually send 2.
We're gonna need a total of 6 because the other 4 are gonna be baits to see which one they will basically attack first. And all of them will be basically protected in the same exact manner. That way, whichever truck they choose to attack first, if they attack the real truck, then we will definitely know that Saw Gerrera as a spy within the Alderaanian military. The other trucks will be simply baits, nothing more, nothing less.
Belgana smiled and said, that's a really good strategy, Aslin. I wouldn't actually thought about that. And then after that, okay. Hualu, you heard what Aslin said. 6 trucks. 2 with the Bactas, 4 as decoys. Okay, Hualu. You also received the information regarding the 6 people that could be spies that tell Saw Gerrero about the ins and out within Alderaan. So, Hualu, to you.
With all due respect, a spy hunt might not be the easiest option. I do think if we can catch a, I do think, pardon me, if we can thwart a, if we can thwart a rebel raid, then we can then question the we can then question one of the raiders and ask if and ask him of what he knows. I think that would be the best option.
Okay,
Mm,
right?
From there, we can possibly from there. I believe we will be able to find out who exactly this this mole is.
Right. Okay. Jajo, you can continue from where Hualu left off. Okay. Jajo, roleplay?
Uh, how to say? Jajo not so keen into this. He just mumble a bit.
Not so keen
How
into
much?
what? Into what?
No,
It's not so keen into
not
what? It means more specific.
no. He just say this. All your information. How do you receive them normally? Like how you get their name, data, and everything? Because you assume.
Lieutenant Barrow looks to you, Jajo. These are all the people that have been working with the transportation of goods. They are also the people that's also been actually putting and telling the transportation, the drivers of where to go. These are people that actually been working in the warehouse, where all the Bactas are actually stored and many of the weapons are actually stored, mostly meant for the troops of Alderaan. So,
Agree.
judging by initial reports, these are the suspects.
We should, based on this suspect, let's say, Put our own mode. Someone like go in, hang out with them, find out from inside.
Are you willing to be that mole, sir?
Would you allow me to?
We can. We could actually input your information data as a new employee for the Alderaan. And then after that, you see Bel Organa's wife looks at you, Chajo, and said, "That's a really interesting idea. I would never thought about that. Putting somebody within these people and then seeking out the information." And Bel Organa then continued, "Jajo, you are indeed not Senator Bink's nephew. He would never think about this tactic. I'm surprised that you'll be able to."
That's actually a good
I
plan.
think deeply.
We could carry out the decoy plan and this at the same time.
I learned the hard way. Information is key, as I have been travel around, seeing a lot of things.
Right. That's a good one. It's like Jajo, they put a mall to the malls. Now, okay, it's okay, Bazin. We're ending soon. Bazin, now to you. Hello, Bazin. Are you
I
still in
do
the call? All right.
I I do not know if this is our best option, but it seems like a good as plan as any.
Okay. This is where the NPCs come in.
Mhm.
A frontal assault is probably what I would probably think of, Sigismund said. The trucks jumping out, catching the ambush as an ambush. I'm up for a full frontal combat, Azlin. Then Arushi, Romero for insight. Okay. Arushi then said, I'm with Jajo on this one. Putting a mall within a mall, that's a really good idea. At least that way we'll be able to actually catch the culprit. It'll take quite some time, but at least we avoid frontal combat, as what Sigismund wants. She eyes at Sigismund sarcastically. And then Leia then said, hmm, perhaps we could actually ask these people directly straight towards the apartment, or we could also follow Jojo's advice, finding the mall. But if both fails, then we'll go with what Azlin actually suggested earlier. We ambush them from within one of the trucks. When they attack, they won't even know it.
This I agree. That as a last option.
Yes, Leia said that will be our last resort. And then she looks at you, Azlin. What will be your decision, Azlin?
We'll go with Jajo's suggestion first. While he is doing that, we'll have to deceive the warehouse employees into, telling them that we're gonna be needing 6 trucks, not just, the regular two. That way they will not suspect anything. They'll just think that we're gonna be, giving more baktas than we normally do. Because once Jajo finish his infiltration, if they still attack the 2 Bacta trucks originally, and not all of them, that means, they were deceived. But if they attacked all 6 trucks, then the ambush have worked. We'll go with Jajo's suggestion first, leaving mine to the very last. But nevertheless, we should prepare for both.
Bel Organa then said, that is agreed. Jajo, we will actually put you as a new employee for one of the Bacta stations and the warehouses. And hopefully that you will be able to actually secure the information. You will have the information on all these 6 people, all the 6 employees. It'll be up to you to actually ask the questions. And once they actually trust you further, then perhaps they could actually reveal who it is and where they will strike next. But as we're currently running out of time, I would to say that the session will need to be continued, as I would need to prepare the scenarios as per mentioned, the warehouse, the apartment, and the combat scene. And that's all, folks.
Eh,